If I can just say a little bit from myself, I mean, I've only recently joined the party at the beginning of January, having been a member of the Labour Party for 40 years. So I joined the Labour Party in 1980, and I've been active in that party, and I've been shortlisted for parliamentary seats in the past. And it was something very hard, actually, for me to consider leaving the Labour Party. But I think where it really got down to, and it goes a little bit to the point you raised at the beginning of your talk, George, about Richard Bergen basically not giving a straight answer to a straight question, or a clear answer to a clear question, probably a better way to put it, is I just got increasingly frustrated with the way that once Jeremy Corbyn had been elected, and I share your view, I don't think he was a profoundly effective person in terms of the demands of leadership, but nonetheless, the whole attitude of the Parliamentary Labour Party in consciously seeking to undermine him and the whole of the agenda that was being put forward, the behaviour of people like Wes Streeting was just frankly outrageous. And I thought it was just so diabolical, I got quite disillusioned with that. I've never regarded myself on the extreme left, I still don't, but I believe very strongly in clear social justice, in challenging the excesses of a capitalist system, ensuring there's a proper and robust framework of rights and support for workers, and making sure, frankly, that we improve the living standards of most people, and we address the greed and the excess at the higher echelons of society, which is generated through a monopoly capitalist system, in essence of driving excess profit and driving surplus value from labour. In other words, that workers do not get the full value of what they create through their work. And so the way that the Labour Party have behaved in completely undermining what was still, I felt, a really good and sensible platform that was put forward in the last election, frankly, I found despicable. I was just so deeply underwhelmed by Keir Starmer as leader, trying to do the old wrap yourself in the flag stuff. And I felt the whole issue in the way that the press had reacted to the issue of anti-Semitism in the Labour Party and the way it was used, I thought was just abhorrent. And anti-Semitism is abhorrent, but the way that it was used, in my judgment, as a way of attack rather than actually addressing the core issues, just left me cold. And I got, frankly, also bored, tired, frustrated, call it what you will, with the whole approach of the Labour Party to foreign policy. I mean, frankly, there was no difference in the policy in respect of foreign affairs between the Labour Party and the Tories. I couldn't see a difference. And it all just seemed to be cozy in the main to the United States. And then whenever the US might change its view, then the Labour Party would change its view. So I found that really to provide a credible alternative, I got to the point, and there was a tweet actually from a comrade who was on Twitter today, who said it's his statement that whether or not the Workers' Party were going to win a general election or not actually isn't the point. You get to a stage where you think, do you know what? I can only be true to myself, and I can only make the change that I can make. As Gandhi said, be the change you want to see. And if I do a change and make a change, maybe someone else will. And then maybe someone else will. And then maybe someone else will. And it builds that momentum. So for me, it's actually feeling from a position where, having left a relationship of 40 years standing, I actually feel really liberated. And I sort of feel already, frankly, in an environment where, putting it bluntly, amongst friends, comrades, people where actually we just want to make a change. We're not idealistic in a naive way, but we're trying to drive real and important change and to use our influence in whichever way we can, whether it's within trade unions more broadly, through the fact that we have a very high profile leader in you, George, who's very articulate, and you have a very strong presence, that actually we can make our voice heard and our influence felt. And frankly, whether we're circa 4,000 members or not, I think we can magnify the effect that we have through working collectively and through putting our case so clearly. So it's really a pleasure for me to be actually part of the discussion today. I just listening to the debate that we've had shows, I think, the maturity and the focus that all of the contributors have had today. And I think, George, with your profile as well, and with the leadership that we've got, I think we can have a real impact. And whether it's on the Scottish issue, with the referendum, more broadly on workers' rights, on international position, I think we've got a lot to offer. So I think we should take our voices. We may be small, but I think we're perfectly formed, and we can make a loud voice and have a big influence.